Good morning, everyone. Jim Laird joining you live from Grand Pacifica. It is an absolutely beautiful morning here this morning. You can hear the ocean, you hear the waves rolling in. A nice breeze, but not too windy, not too hot, just perfect. Um, it's believe it or not, it's like, well, it's 8:30 here, 8:20. I'm still getting used to this because now it's like 9:30, 10:30 in the US. So it's been a little bit of adjustment to my schedule, which is problem I've got. I'm pretty good. So this week we've got our weekly lesson, 10 a.m. Eastern. It's tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, I believe. Yes. So this afternoon, we've already got over 100 people signed up for that. So later this evening, we'll be sending a link out or an email out with the link to that lesson you can register for. And Dr. Stillman and I are once again visiting mold, parasites, stealth infections, and what to actually do about them. Okay. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. It was one of our most popular ones, and we're going to get after it again. So join us for that. And there's some sort of issue with the time zones. Like the registration says the meeting's at actually 11 Eastern. I contacted StreamYard. I haven't heard anything back from them, but it's at 10 anyways. But if you miss it, you can watch the replay. So no big deal. If you don't watch it live, you can watch the replay. It's our gift for you for being on our email list. So go to Stillman Wellness. And then Dr. Stillman and I are doing a lesson webinar on burnout at the end of the month. So make sure you tune in for that. The link to the YouTube video is there for that. You can set a reminder for that. I believe it's at 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern on the 30th. I can't remember the time exactly, but it's on there. So big week. Dr. Stillman just got married. So today's his first day back at work. So that'll be interesting. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to Florida for that. But I've seen some pictures. Looks like they had a good time. And life adjustment for sure. So what do you really want? Oh, before I get into that, I wanted to thank I rolled out the store on Nika Barbell. I'm going to put a video on the website kind of explaining who I am and what I'm doing down here. But we had a few people buy yesterday, bought some mugs and t-shirts. Thank you very much for that, for your support. All the proceeds from mugs, t-shirts, hoodies go towards building the gym and then supporting the local community. So thank you so much for that. You can go over to nikabarbell.com and check that out. I also just posted on Instagram for the first time, Nika Barbell, so you can go check that out. Give it a follow. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll be adding more content to that as time goes on. So it's a great way to not only support the gym. I'm trying to build a community down here for people. They can get away where their money goes further. They're going to be left alone. You can live an outdoor lifestyle. You can mind your own business. You have a place to work out. It's a simple life. And that's where we get into today's topic. What do you really want? You know, people talk about discipline and motivation and being driven and all these things. What do you want? What is your goal? What do you want your life to look like? You know, if your goal is to be a Navy SEAL, then your life is 100% about discipline. Discipline is the number one thing. Enjoyment, joy, those things are secondary and many times a detriment. If you want to be a high-level athlete, unless you're incredibly gifted, you're going to have to give some things up in your life. A lot of people will be like, oh, I wish I could be like that. Been around a lot of really rich people, a lot of celebrities, and I've watched their lifestyle, and a lot of them are miserable because they can't just go to the mall. You know, people will be like, oh, I wish I was that famous. No, you don't. Most people don't want to be that famous because you can't go to the mall. You can't go anywhere you want to go. You got to have security with you, things like that, you know? So, and a lot of times what is required to be successful takes sacrifices of other things in your life. And that's one of the things that I think, particularly not having good, strong male role models in homes, is that learning that delayed gratification. I'm not going to spend my money on things I don't need until I've got the investments I need that are providing me with some income. I'm not going to buy useless things that don't matter until I have assets that are providing income for me, so I can buy things that are really just more luxury items than just like fundamental. Most people don't have the discipline to drive a crappy car or to like not go on fancy vacations until they have enough assets to give them the cash flow to support the kind of lifestyle they want to have, right? Or people will complain that they're working too much, but then they're not willing to make the changes or move somewhere or cut back on their lifestyle enough so that they don't have to work like a fool, right? They don't need to work 60 hours a week because all of a sudden they've took their cost of living down to, they moved to a place like here in Nicaragua where you can live, if you really want to, you could live on probably less than $2,000 a month very easily and live very comfortably. But most people don't want to go out of their comfort zone like that. So a lot of this is, what do you want? And then understanding the consequences and the trade-offs for your goal, right? If you want to be a high level performer, you're going to have to give some things up. It might be, having a good time, going out and partying with your friends. It just depends, And so the key is making sure that you're in a good enough place to make the decisions of what you really want and what's a high priority for you. And a lot of people are just not willing to make the sacrifice to be exceptional, nor do they want to. Like the Amish are very content just being the Amish. Yeah. Like my guy yesterday, I went and got my bike washed. I'd ride my motorcycle a lot off-road. I'll ride it up and down the beach, get salt on it. So I'm constantly going and washing it, right? And it costs, I think it's 50 Cordoba, 60 Cordoba, which is like $2. And he washes the bike, scrubs everything, takes about 10 minutes. He does that and he repairs tires. He's one of the happiest, most joyful guys. We start talking and asking questions, and we chat in the most broken Spanish I can. And he's so content. Like he has no desire to go anywhere but to be with his family. Like he's like, he asked me, where have you been? I went to Panama. He said, oh, that's nice. That's cool. I said, have you ever been? He's like, I've never been on a plane. I have no desire at all to ever go on an airplane. I like it here. I don't need to go anywhere else. I love my family. I have great joy in washing motorcycles, and that's his life, and he loves it. Who am I to judge that, right? The Amish, many of them are very content. Some of them leave. A lot of them, when they leave, they're miserable afterwards. But you got to decide what you want for your life and not what society wants for you. Most people are looking at other people to figure out what they really want. And for me, I just want to have a place to train, to lift on the beach. I want a place where my friends can come and hang out. I want a place a community where I can be left alone, in one of the only countries in the world that didn't lock down during the beer bug. That was Mexico and Nicaragua. And so I want to be able to live somewhere where I can just disappear, which you can here. Where I live, the rest of the world could be spinning out of control, and we wouldn't even hear about it here. Unless you're plugged into the mainstream news, like this place is just kind of off by itself. It's very isolated, and that's one of the reasons I want to build. It's isolated, but not too isolated. It's an hour away from Managua, which connects you to Miami in an hour and 40 minutes, to Panama City in an hour. So, and you can drive 30 minutes and be in San Rafael, which is a moderate sized city with, nice hotels, nice restaurants, all those things. So you have the ability to go do cool things at your choosing, but you also have the ability to come out here and disappear and just fade away and live a very simple life. And that was my goal. I wanted to have that choice. And so building a gym is part of building amenities here so that more like-minded people that really just want to be left alone and just want to live a simple outdoor life can come here and have something to do. And then we can also help local community. Um, so that's partly why I'm building the gym here, is because I want to have a place to work out. So I don't have to drive. Right now, I'm driving 30 minutes to go lift, and I want to be able to do that like right out my front door. Plus, when people come visit, I want to have a place to train people. Um, And I want right now this place right out here. We've got there's tons of houses being built, but there isn't like a restaurant, a bar, there isn't a gym, there isn't many amenities. There's a pool and a little recreation center going in. But in order for this to be, I mean, it's beautiful here. The beach is incredible. It's just you have to have a vehicle to go to the main resort, main restaurant area, or to the front gate. There's a place. There's a store right at the front gate that will deliver in here. But once the gym is here, once uh, there's a restaurant and a bar, all of a sudden people will be looking on Airbnb or they'll be wherever they're looking and going, wow, I can get a 2-bedroom tiny home on the beach for X amount of dollars. And there's a gym right there and a store. And so I don't have to go anywhere. I can just spend 3 or 4 days and everything I need is right in one spot. Whereas right now, if you don't have a vehicle to run back and forth, um, it gets a little lonely out here. So that's the whole point of building the gym here. And the reason for here too is I can do it for a fraction of the cost that I could do it in Florida. I'd be looking at millions of dollars. Even Costa Rica, Mexico, would be hundreds of thousands of dollars. I can get a gym built here, really nice amenities, well done for a fraction of the cost. And so, that's why I'm here. So you need to sit down sometime in silence and figure out, what kind of life do I actually want? Do I need more things? Does that really make me happy? Do things really make me happy? Does fame, does having more followers make me happy? No, not necessarily for me. For me, I just try and help other people. I just try and get people to think. I speak my mind. I'm definitely, I've had several people reach out to me and go, oh, if you had better video production and you had editors and you had this and you had that, you would help so many more people. And well, not even that, but you'd be so more popular. You'd be so much more popular. You'd have more views. And I'm like, I don't necessarily want that. I like what I'm doing. I get to affect, I get plenty of opportunity to listen to people or to help people, and they get, and I get plenty of feedback all the time where I've made a difference in people's lives. I don't have to have millions of followers to do that. And so that's not really in my wheelhouse. I just speak, and if people can relate to what I'm saying, great. I really couldn't care less how many followers I have. I just do what I do. And if people can learn something from it, great. Maybe they might learn what not to do. I don't know. I just speak my mind and I share my thoughts and let people determine for themselves. But all I know is I want to live a more simple life. I want to live a more outdoor life. I want to be able to spend the majority of my time outside, and I don't want to live like a zoo animal like I did for 20, 30 years of my life, where I was inside from 5 in the morning till 8 at night. That's not the way I want to live the rest of my life. So I've made conscious decisions, walked away from businesses, walked away from relationships, friends, in order to do this. And so maybe this will inspire you to do that. Maybe not. Maybe it inspires you just to get outside 10 minutes 3 times a day, and I'm totally cool with that. Maybe you think I'm a lunatic, and that's totally fine too. Um, but at the very least, I hope you'll take some time for silence and at least get out in nature and not be so much of a zoo human. So go against the trend. Really take some time to figure out what it is you want. Do you really need that extra car? Do you really need a bigger house? What is it that really drives you? And for me, it's helping other people. It's making people think. It's trying to live in the moment in a world that is just full of constant distractions. So I know I rambled a little bit today. I hope you have a great day. I hope you get on our email list to get on for our lesson on Thursday. I hope to see you there. And I'm looking forward to getting in more of a rhythm. I'm trying to figure out, I definitely don't want to do these at like 6 a.m., which would be like 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to try and figure out a time that works best for me so I can get a little more consistent with this. I'd like to get some guests on and have some discussion. But this time thing really kind of messed me up a little bit. So have yourself a great day. Make sure you get outside. Take care.